UMK also ensures that the entire university operates within an entrepreneurial ecosystem which includes 10 faculties and is supported by institutions and centers of excellence implemented with innovation-based entrepreneurial disciplines. By implementing this ecosystem, UMK Entrepreneurship Institute, UMKEI, is leading 4 other entrepreneurial-based centers: the Center for Entrepreneurship Education and Development, CEED, the Institute of Small and Medium Enterprises, ISME, the Global Entrepreneurship Research and Innovation Center, GERIC, and Ignite Venture Lab, IVL. The Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, which spearheads this structure, successfully expanded collaborative entrepreneurial networks such as UMK Frontier Street, the Entrepreneurship Advisory Council, and proudly led the KPTM Guideline Committee for Integrated Entrepreneurship Education. From the academic aspect, UMK offers 32 undergraduate programs and 20 postgraduate programs in the fields such as business and management, tourism and hospitality, science and technology, veterinary medicine, communication, languages, architecture, as well as creative technology and heritage. Additionally, UMK provides foundation programs in science, foundation in information technology (FAS), and pre-degree in science. The university continuously enhances its teaching and learning systems to ensure that the learning process occurs creatively and innovatively through My Academic Integrated System, MyEyes, massive open online courses, MOOCs, and blended learning. UMK is committed to cultivating top-notch graduates to become industry leaders. Collaborating with globally recognized local corporate sectors and regional educational institution networks aim to strengthen UMK comprehensively. This commitment is evidenced by the increase in graduate employability percentage and graduates who create job opportunities through entrepreneurship. Research, innovation, and commercializations are pivotal aspects of UMK. Research funding and the number of innovations and commercialized products increase annually. UMK has showcased excellent performance in various prestigious competitions. With hashtag UMK for Society, UMK also actively engages in various community activities. We at UMK believe that our presence will offer a fresh perspective on knowledge advancement. Indeed, our core focus, entrepreneurship, will continuously make University Malaysia Kelantan relevant, unique, and distinctive.
Okay. Good morning and warm greetings to all participants joining us from across Southeast Asia. Welcome to the Communication Link Social Media Workshop, proudly co-hosted by Kalbis University, University Malaysia Kelantan, Universitas Pembangunan Jaya, Universitas Mercu Buana Yogyakarta, IB Kosgoro, and our media partner IDN Times. As part of Universitas Pembangunan Jaya Research Week, my name is Siti Marini Novianti from Universitas Pembangunan Jaya, and I'll be your host for today's event. We are delighted to welcome students, lecturers, and professionals as we explore today's timely theme, social media and its impact. To begin this international session with unity and respect, let us honor the national anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya, and Malaysia, Negaraku. Please turn on your cameras during this segment. Thank you. Now, before we move into our speaker sessions, let's take a virtual group photo. Please keep your camera on as we capture the moment.
Okay, I will start taking pictures. Please open your camera, guys. And don't forget to put your virtual background. Okay, for now there are 8 slides. So I will start now. Okay. First slide. Okay, smile everyone. Okay. Good. Okay, next slide. Okay, wait. Second slide. Smile everyone. Okay, thank you. Third slide. Okay, smile. Okay, next. Fourth slide. Okay. Good. Next. Fifth. Okay. Sixth one. Okay. 7. Okay. 8. Oh, no, it's 9. Okay, last one. Okay. Okay. Go on, Mbak Suci.
Okay, thank you, Miss Biasini. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your bright smile. Let's now begin with our first speaker. Our first speaker is Associate Professor Salman Ali from University Malaysia Kelantan, a distinguished academic with a strong background in media and communication. He will be presenting insights related to today's theme. For our participants, you shall wait after the presentation to raise your hand for your questions, or you may post it in the Zoom chat throughout the session. There will be present for each session's best questions, whom will be chosen by our speaker. This time is Professor Ali. Professor Ali, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so let me share my screen. All right, is it working? Okay.
Yes, Prof.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and a very good morning to everyone here. First of all, I feel honored to be invited to present this topic regarding global communication in the digital age. So As we all know, global communication with the advent of the internet and subsequently what we call social media and what have you has actually affected our lives. Okay, it is almost everywhere in our life. We cannot do without this global communication, which is made possible and made widely used and almost everywhere with us due to the network of internet and new media. And also this global communication has some effect on how cross-cultural exchange and also political movement. This political movement are small bodies of individuals or groups which come together to use social media to achieve their cause, okay? Whereby you will remember in the Arab Spring, Arab Spring and what have you, Black Lives Matter in America, yeah? So we shall see in this presentation how this global communication affect our lives. Okay, we hope after this session, participants will be able to identify the role of social media in facilitating cross-cultural exchange, in fostering global understanding, and able to evaluate the influence of social media in shaping political movements, analyze the challenges and ethical considerations associated with social media, propose strategies for leveraging social media responsibly to promote inclusive and effective global communication. All right, so let's see how we are going to, what is global communication? Global communication, according to TUSI 2019, is exchange of what? Information, ideas, and culture across international borders. Okay, so it entails information. As we all know now, we are here in Malaysia, right? I can exchange information with Dr. Abel Daly or Miss Narusia, right? So we also even share our culture. As I'm wearing a Ghanaian clothes now, you can see it in all over the world. Okay, I don't have to go to Indonesia to share this culture, right? Which is made possible by the what? By the digital network due to internet. Right. It's also enabled by what? Digital technologies like the internet and social media. So without internet technologies, global communication will not be achieved or realized. And also this global communication is very, very important in trying to bring about collaboration, all right, and understanding, all right, and at the same time in addressing global challenges, all right. Like I said, I can be in Malaysia, somebody in Indonesia, in Ghana, in Nigeria, America. We can go online and have some meetings, all right, to deliberate issues. We don't have to travel to each other's country to do that, eh? Right. After the internet, we have what is called, they call the new media internet, right? Before rise of social media, internet was what we call internet 1.0. At that time, we could only use the internet for email, right? For email. But later, we got internet 2.0, whereby we can create messages, all right? Even now, we have what we call the fourth industrial revolution with AI, artificial intelligence, yeah? People can create, can use your voice and put on somebody's else to speak, So all this is very, very important. So with this come the rise of social media. As example, we have like a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the latest now is what we call the TikTok. TikTok has taken the world by storm. Do you have TikTok Indonesia? There is TikTok Indonesia. I'd like, there's no Indonesia. You have TikTok, eh? Okay, all right. But not for business, right? Not for business. Also can business. Okay, all right. Only in America they try to limit TikTok because they say coming from China, right? Okay, good. As at now, according to Statista 2023, there are over 4.9 billion social media users worldwide, across the world, So you can see the impact social media is making in our life. Something, it has become what? Pervasive. Pervasive means it is everywhere in our lifestyle. We cannot do without social media. Because it enables real-time, borderless interaction and information sharing. Like I'm here real time. I can share information to Indonesia, to Malaysia, to Ghana, to America, in real time. Unlike those days when we share information through the Internet 1.0 using the email. When I send email to you, perhaps you open it tomorrow, right? But with the social media, it becomes real time, borderless interaction and information sharing. Okay, let's see how social media affects, or what role does social media play in cross-cultural exchange. Social media facilitates, meaning it helps in trying to bring about sharing of various culture, okay, and ideas. As we know, in the modern world, every culture has got its practice and also an ideas. So with social media, this it facilitates this sharing in a real time and also across culture. Doesn't have to wait for tomorrow or next month. You can do this on real time. Especially through this social media. I remember, even though I come from Africa, right? Of late, when I check YouTube, especially the YouTube, shorts, YouTube shorts, I've seen something very interesting about some various dances coming from Africa, like Sudan, Seriously, I don't know about it. So with this social media through YouTube, I even myself able to learn in my own African continent some of the culture involved, all right? Even food, Somebody was telling me he knows Ghana food. How do you know? Through YouTube, right? So social media, you don't have to go to Ghana. And there's this one Malaysian friend of mine. She can cook or do this sambal, this chili pepper called shito, the Ghana one. She learned from YouTube and she did it very perfectly. All right. So you see how social media, enables us to learn other people's culture, like dance and food, like that. And also, you can also learn languages through what? Platform like YouTube, you can learn language, so you can learn other people's language. As you know, there is no culture without language, right? So it's all cross-cultural exchange, by way of learning language. It also promotes cultural understanding and diversity. Some of us, we may not understand other culture, but through social media or new media, we are able to understand some of this culture and understand how diverse this world is. And we have to accept that diversity, whether we like it or not, all right? Okay, diversity is just here to stay, and we have to respect each other's diverse cultures. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, social media not only play a role in cross-cultural, cross-cultural understanding, it also plays role in political movements, as well. As we know, like I mentioned earlier, the case of the Black Lives Matters, women trying to fight for their rights and things like that. Social media sort of help us to make loud, or help us to be heard, to be heard. It helps the people voices to be heard. It also helps in what? In bringing the people together, mobilizing communities, coming together in trying to raise awareness for political causes, all right, for political causes. So you can see examples like the Arab Spring, all right. We started, I think, in Algeria. Is it Algeria or Morocco, Arab Spring? Is it Arab Spring in North Africa, whereby the whole thing started when a young Arab who was selling some stuff by the roadside, and the authority were not happy with him, so they came and sort of confiscated. And this guy was so frustrated, I think he set himself on fire, right? Something like that. So from there, the whole people became so angry, and they all started fight. And then we saw how the whole government was brought down through the people power using social media, which later became known as Arab Spring, because various other Arab countries follow suit in trying to come out on the street, right, and try to protest for mostly economic and political reason. Not only that, in America also, we saw social media bring the people together in Black Lives Matter. Okay, all right. which is just simply what? A global movement against racial injustice. It doesn't matter which race you are, we all want justice, right? And also campaign against sexual harassment and assault, especially against women, all right? So, but then with all these political movement and intercultural, what is called it, understanding, bringing about by social media, we have to remember there are still challenges, okay, whereby some people take this opportunity to spread misinformation, okay, and governments, misinformation could be what we call fake news, okay, but I prefer them to be called what they are. They are just lies, they are not even fake, they are just lies, pure lies, okay. People can spread lies through the social media. Not only that, some government take opportunity of this to censor social media, because they are thinking that when the people know too much, they may topple them or disturb them. So of course, but if you are a government who is very responsible, you don't have to censor social. Like in Malaysia, if you don't know, the Bill of Guarantee in Malaysia doesn't allow any social media censorship. But now what Malaysia do is that they block some sites, you know what I mean? Some very immoral site. But Malaysia in generally, Bill of Guarantee, they don't censor social media. Let me share a joke here to relax you. Maybe you are becoming tense. Let's relax. I remember during my research on new media, actually I did my PhD also on internet use, okay? So I came across one joke by Tun Mahathir, the former Malaysian Prime Minister. You remember there were calls at that time for Malaysia to censor anything which is sexually irresponsible on the internet. So Tun Mahathir made a very interesting joke. He says, if we censor all the sex, sex, he made a joke that certain towns in England will be out of the internet, like Middlesex, Wessex. In England they have this Middlesex, Wessex, Sussex. So he made a joke that in Malaysia, no censorship. But of course, there are laws and regulations trying to bring about responsible use. Okay, that's Malaysia. Okay, let's move on. Of course, benefits. What is the benefit which we brought about by social media in terms of what? Global communication. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, people connect to each other. You can do business on real time, transaction, meetings, even families, gathering on social media, right? I, for one, I remember when I went to Ghana in 2022, right? After 10 years, I didn't go back home. I was not that surprised by what I saw or the people I met. Why? Because all the while we do communicate through what? Through WhatsApp. Yeah, we do WhatsApp video calls. I see the surroundings. When I went to my country, the family I met were not sort of something like a surprise to me, because I always relate to them through social media, especially WhatsApp video calls and things like that. Okay, so it's okay. Yeah, bring families together, family bonding. You can check my article on how social media bring about family bonding in Bernama. You go to Bernama, you tap Ali Salman, Bernama, social media, something bonding. You can see my article there, all right, in Bernama, Malaysia. Okay? Okay, but we have to be aware that social media, despite the benefits we get, is a double-edged sword. Okay, double-edged sword means both sides of the sword are very sharp, meaning that social media can be used for good or for bad. Okay, it's just like a pen. A pen, let's say if a lady is holding a pen and somebody tried to disturb her, she can use the pen to pierce his eyes, So the pen can also become used for good or bad. You can use pen for writing, and you can use pen to hurt someone. So the same thing like social media. What is required is what? Social media literacy. I also wrote an article on this in the Star newspaper. Okay, social media literacy, better social media literacy. You can check in Malaysian, the Star, Ali Salman, and things like that. Okay, so we cannot just simply blame social media for all the immoralities or all the scam. We as human beings, as users, should be wise and also use with care. All right, always use with care. I wrote a paper also on this issue, which I gave something I call what do you call it? Avoid. Okay, later I'll come to that. I gave some tips how to avoid, how to be careful, how to protect yourself while using social media. We are called ISO. ISO. Is it ISO? Avoid, ignore, something like that. Okay, later I will talk about this later. I think I have somewhere. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, we also realize that social media, in terms of global communication, has what? Democratizes information. What I mean by this, those days, information is very, very difficult to what? Difficult to acquire or difficult to get. Nowadays, with social media or new media, you can easily what? Have access to information, which now we call what? Information overload. Yeah, information overload. A lot of information. So with all this comes what? Literacy, of which the information is useful, which is not useful. So as users, a lot of information out there, we try to take what is we want and what is good for it. Okay. So with this democratization, social media also giving voice to what? Marginalized group. This group can be either political or economical, yeah, or even the social status or the social ladder. Groups that before this, their voices or problems are not heard. But with the social media, we have what we call, they can easily what? Go online and talk about their problem and things like that, yeah, okay? So what we call giving voice to marginalized groups, or also information becomes commonplace. Okay, all of us can easily access information wherever we are using the internet or social media. It facilitates global collaboration and innovation. As we are here now, we are collaborating. How many universities? 4, right? 4 or 5 universities for this conference or workshop. We're collaborating and in trying to share our knowledge and things like that. It also enhances cultural understanding and empathy. Like I mentioned earlier, yeah? Through social media, we can share each other's culture, each other's tradition, all right? And also we try, so with this, it increases empathy. For example, if you see other people suffering in other country through social media, right? Empathy teaches us that we try to put ourselves in their shoes, okay? How do they feel? So with this, it even creates society which we become loving to one another, okay? Like Palestinian cause now, you can see how it is all over the world. People are talking about it, not only Arabs or Muslims, even everybody talking about it, yeah? Empathy, yeah? All right? Of course, everything good or every media has its problem. I remember those days, even television those days was said to be an evil box, okay? People always blame television those days for all the problem of the youth, okay? But so social media also has its share of the blame, okay? Of course, we are all from communication, most of us from communication. If you know the magic bullet theory, right? Magic bullet theory or hypodermic needle, which says that the media messages before social media, right? I'm talking about the traditional media before the new media, yeah? This theory postulates that media messages can penetrate into our mind, okay, and change our thinking, and shapes our thinking. What they want us to believe, what they want us to say it is true. The media can do that those days, you know. Later there were theories like individual difference theory, saying that no, people are different, they are not mass as you take them to be, right? So media messages doesn't influence them in the same way. Some may be influenced based on different degree, okay? All right? So all these are what? Challenges of social media, also fake news, or what I call lies or misinformation, scam, can be easily perpetrated through the social media or new media platform. These are challenges which we have to overcome, yeah? Of course, misinformation and fake news can distort understanding, which is very common. So since 2018, scholars like Bennett and Livingston have talked about this. They have researched this issue of social media challenges. Okay, echo chambers and polarization hinders construct. Okay, and then all this polarization also, because at times using social media also, some people will be polarized. Okay, for example, there are still some pockets of community either in Asia or Africa or even in the Western world whereby the coverage is not enough. Okay, so these people, the challenge is that they are still at the at the peripheries of the society, whereby coverage of the internet is not stable there. So these people are become polarized, okay, thereby they cannot get involved in the actual constructive dialogue going on in society or community. So these are all challenges. I remember, I don't want to mention name, sometimes when we drive, we go to the drive in the in the hinterland, we can see that we don't have stable line. So people living in these communities definitely are sort of left out from the. So I think there should be a very, very good move by all the governments of all countries to make sure that internet coverage is everywhere, whether it's in the hills, in the villages, in the hinterland. It's very important. Of course, in Malaysia, I don't know Indonesia, I know Indonesia also as well. In Malaysia now, digital divide is thing of the past. You remember those days, digital divide? People have internet, some don't have. Nowadays, almost everyone have access to internet. You just get your telephone, you go to subscribe. In Malaysia, like 35 ringgit, you can get internet and free calls for 1 month. Yeah. So, but the problem is what? It's not digital divide now. It's what? Digital equality or digital inequality. What does that mean? Digital inequality or digital divide means that whereby people have access to the internet, but they don't use this to empower themselves. They just go to the internet. Just, of course, nothing wrong with trying to go to internet for hobby or kill your time, right? But what we want is that we want digital equality, meaning that you have access, used for internet for something good, for your education, for your business. Okay, all right. So it's what we call digital inequality, where people use the internet differently, and all this also is being affected by a level of what? Digital literacy, okay, or social media literacy. People who are literate, they use the technology to get immense benefit. Okay, all right. So we have to, even though we have largely closed the digital divide, the divide is very narrow now. But what we want to do is that to increase digital equality, equality among the users. Yeah, I see. Digital inequality. I talked about it already. Having access, but not benefiting from growth. Having access, but you don't benefit from the internet, because internet now has grown a very, very, very well. A lot of things you can do through internet. Yeah. So you have to make sure that we reduce the digital inequality. Digital divide is almost a thing of the past. Yeah. The divide has been closely narrowed, but digital inequality still persists. So governments and telcos should work on this. I've got a paper. You can check my paper on this. If we type Ali Salman digital inequality, we studied on this with Prof. Sam, I think about 8 years ago. We did the research on this issue. Yeah, of course. Having said that, with all the challenges, there are still ethical issues. All right. And also we have to sort of suggest solutions. Let me know if my time is getting up here, please. Don't let me. All right. I still have time, right? Okay. All right.
Yes, I still have time, Prof.
Okay, thank you. So ethical consideration is solution, meaning that in using the internet, ethical issues do come up. Like I mentioned earlier, every technology has its problems, So internet also, or new media or social media cannot run away from that. So we have to make sure that we know the ethical issues and try to provide solutions as best as we can. So you can see on your right there, on my right, better social media literacy. This is one of my article in the Star newspaper. So you can Google and see Ali Salman, the Star, better social media literacy. Okay. So we have to promote digital literacy to combat misinformation, whether we like it or not. So there should be a move or a call. Actually, I remember, let me see. Let me give example. In Malaysia, during the Allah Yarham, the late Abdullah Badawi, one of the Malaysian Prime Minister, issue of cigarette smoke became a very big problem in Malaysia. So Abdullah Badawi, may he rest in peace, they launched a campaign called Ta'na, meaning I don't like, I don't want. Ta'na, T-A-K, N-A-K, Ta'na campaign against what? Smoking. And alhamdulillah, we can see that at that time, cigarette smoking somehow reduced, all right? So perhaps countries will also take it serious because irresponsible internet usage with all the scam, can also have effect on our what? Psychology, leading to health problem. In Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere last year, social media influencer was bullied online. I think she ended up taking her life, right? I think she took her life, she committed suicide in Malaysia. I wrote about it also in the newspaper. You can Google and see in the Bernama. I followed this issue on social media. Okay, so this calls for what? For a very, very serious, all-out promotion of what? Digital literacy to combat all this misinformation, which can have a very, very serious effect on even people's life. So we should, as much as we take cigarette smoking seriously, we should also take misuse of social media also seriously to do something about it. So in critical issue of the social media platform, this is something. So government, like I talked earlier, governments and tech companies must address censorship and privacy concern as well, because at times we give information which other people misuse it. Even sometimes later what we call identification theft. Somebody can take your details and then try to present as you. Okay, so all this have to be very, very careful. Okay, in conclusion, social media is a powerful tool for cross-cultural exchange and political activism. We cannot deny that fact. Like I already mentioned about how it is in social cultural exchange, and also all the Black Lives Matters, campaign online to bring about Arab Spring and things like that. All right, is promote digital literacy, ethical engagement. And so meaning this is very, very important in order to realize the benefits and to empower ourselves and everyone around us through this digital technology. Literacy is very, very important, and also ethical engagement, all right, and also bring about inclusive communication. All of us will, as I'm talking now, there are people who are afraid to use new media, because of the scam and easy lie. They are still not happy. So they don't actually get the benefit of it because of what? They are afraid of the scam. So we have to put in place a very good structure or system to combat this problem, to fight them. Okay, before question A, maybe I want to show maybe I want to show can I show this YouTube? It's very short YouTube. Can I play it? Someone, how to play, Okay, let me see if I can play this YouTube.
I think you have to stop share and then you can share again after.
Can you put it down?
Oh, stop share now,
Don't let these platforms use me. What's being
Stop
done
share for
to
a
shut
while.
them down?
Okay, let me stop.
Video.
So I stop sharing first.
Yes.
Okay, stop sharing. Okay, stop. Stop sharing. How do you stop sharing? Hold on, Oh, stop here. Okay, I stop sharing now, right? What is the next?
Okay, then you can try to open the link.
Okay, the video
For the
link.
video.
Okay.
And then you can share again just for the video.
Just for the video, Okay.
Yeah.
Is it working?
down? Can you turn it off? I just don't let these platforms use me. What's being done to shut them
Do you see
down?
my video
We
now?
have to fight against the
You
ever-growing
have
virus.
to stop share and then just share again the video. Just the video, not the slide.
Oh, okay. So how to share the video, not the slide? How to do that, eh?
When you choose share and then you can choose other
Okay.
pop-up.
I will help you.
Okay, please, okay.
Okay.
The expert on IT, eh? Okay.
Are you using your device or is your device using you? Can you put it down? Can you turn it off? I just don't let these platforms use me. What's being done to shut them down?
We have to fight against the ever-growing virus of fake news.
Barakamu. My name is Dr. Ali Salman, a social media researcher and advocate. I'm here this evening to share with you how to share information wisely on social media. If you receive this, or this, or this, please check and validate. Social media is a double-edged sword. Be responsible and use wisely. Okay, now, if you need to share or forward or post any information on social media, please validate. Fatabayyanu.
Remember, you are Black Panther. Wakanda forever. Wakanda. Wakanda juga. Kasih luck tu muka.
Amat very oily face I have.
Engkau yang cantik, engkau yang manis, engkau yang manja, selalu tersenyum.
Okay. Thank you, Pavel, for sharing. Okay. So is there anything I want to show in my slide? Just a minute, eh? I have to start sharing first, yeah? Oh. Then I'm finishing soon. So these are some of the my writings, on social media. Social media need limits to overcome them. You can check this on what? Barnama Ali Salman, and type the title. You can see my articles there about social media. Okay, all right. This also, when I went to my country in Ghana, when I came back, I wrote this. This during the Eid al-Qurban. You can see me here, right? This 2022. With my family and friends. So you can see Barnama, social media, moderating family bonding. Okay? All right? So also some of the good thing of social media. I normally like to share this through Barnama and other, okay? This is the one also, better social media literacy in the Star newspaper, 2018, this one, 2018. Wow, how many years ago? Almost 7 years ago, eh? All right, thank you. Nagode means thank you in Hausa language. Nagode. Okay, so that's all from me. So question and answers. If there are any question.
Nagode,
Okay,
Prof.
okay.
Ali. Thank you for your session. Before I proceed with the Q&A session and my comments regarding your session, I
Okay.
would like to remind our participants the attendance form is going to be informed by the end of this event. So you need to stay until the last session. Students, please rename your display name by name_university format and open your video to be considered attending this event. You may not know, but your lecturers is saying upon your videos and saying that you are not opening your videos and you will not be considered attending the seminar. Okay, well, we already have 3 people who would like to ask regarding your session, but before I would like to add little things regarding your session. first thing first, I would like to highlight on how you say that we need to patabayun or tabayun, which is really close to Islamic perspectives on validating information,
Yes.
actually.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
and then it is also fascinating to know that in Malaysia, you actually said that there is no digital divide again because people have equal access
Almost,
to
yeah.
informations on internet, but some of them still lacking in digital literacy, so they are not really accessing them for the greater good for
It's true.
themselves.
True.
I think
Yes.
that's a really good point from
Okay.
your session,
Okay. Thank you.
Professor Ali.
Thank you
Now
very
we
much.
shall listen to the questions by Randy Liao from Kalbis University and Kafarl, and Amjad from Universitas Erlangga. Please, Randy.
All right, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Ali.
Good
I'm
morning, Randy.
from
Okay.
Asia. I would like to ask a question about applying global communication in social media as it is, for the purpose of making contacts to engage with international friends from Malaysia or China or maybe the States. But sometimes when we make the content in English language to get a broader audience, people in the country would usually say, sorry, I don't understand your language. Can you please speak in Indonesian or in Malaysian and something? It's like we are meant to make contents in international language to gain a broader audience, but our own audience doesn't understand, and sometimes we face criticism by saying, don't try to speak English, blah, 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 and everything. So what is your approach on this event? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the wonderful question by Brother Randy about making content in English language in order to go global, right? Okay, perhaps maybe Randy, you can still use your Bahasa Indonesia. Then you can have what do you call it? The
Subtitles.
subtitles running through in English language, and maybe in some other video you can do otherwise. English subtitle in Bahasa Indonesia. If it's very global, you go for English, then the subtitle in Bahasa Indonesia. So it depends on the issue. I think I've answered the question, eh? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Now we shall listen to Kafar. Am I saying your name right?
Yeah,
Miss
my name
Kafarel.
is Sawal.
Miss
Yeah,
Kafar. Okay. So,
thank you very much, and I'm so sorry. I'm just after my class. That's the reason I couldn't use the virtual background. I'm
Yes.
joining immediately after my class.
It's okay.
And thank you very much to all the universities, for holding this event today. I'm really grateful, Pak Aibel, Dr. Dide, and everyone, Ibu Bias, and so on. Okay, first of all, my question to Prof. Ali is, Prof. Ali, is there any app or something like that? Is it like worth considering to apply a grant to create an app which can validate the information before people check, before people share the information with others through social media? That is my first question. Is there any app where we can validate our information?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. If I'm not mistaken, at the moment there is no app, but there is something like a website in Malaysia whereby they call it something. Is it binar.com to do? They are saying that whenever you get any information, you can go to this website to find out whether it is true or fake news. I think they have it in Malaysia. It's a website, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot the name. It's a Malaysian website. For app, I'm not sure about app. There's one app also in the social media. What's the app? You can also check through. There's app, but not it's international, not Malaysia. You can check whether it is fake news or not fake news. They have apps. You have to download. I think, yeah.
Okay, I'll check that. And my second question is, example, when we would like to post something or share with another person something, right, from a different country, So it is very important for us to know whether that particular news is acceptable or not, right? In that particular country. Example, in Malaysia, maybe that news is acceptable, but we also have to consider, right, whether it would be acceptable, for instance, by other countries, right? It is very important, right, for us to do that first, right? I mean,
Okay,
that's all.
meaning that actually whatever we do, you have to we have to know the where and the how and the why. Yeah. For example, they say what may be good for the what for the goose may not be good for the gander, right? So it's the same thing also. Somebody's else poison is somebody's else food. So, like Ms. Kabal asked just now, it's very important before you share global information to make sure that all the cultural aspect is taken into consideration. So, this is what we call, in terms of intercultural communication, play a role here. So, I'll come back to what? Digital literacy. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question.
Thank you. I may add a little from Indonesian perspective. We have this website from the ministry where you can actually check whether the informations you have is all hoax or misinformation. So we can check it because it's like it's like community based because people are typing the news or information and we can check right through it. Okay, for the last questions in this session, please, Amjad.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I would like to thanks to speakers to give me time for my question. So basically, I want to ask about misinformation and fake news, and this is a very important topic. Let's say it's about topics from Israel versus Iran. So yeah, there are complicated geopolitics between the two of them. Iran is supported by Russia, China, and places like that, and also the Israel supported by the United States and also the other. So in the internet, I recently see many news, and some of them there are fake news or misinformation that can lead to misunderstanding for the internet user who doesn't research more about this news, whether it is real or fake. So my question is, how does this information can affect the internet user's perspective about the topics that were seen all across the internet, were trying to discuss about this information? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. If I may understand, Brother Amjad is saying that a lot of misinformation and fake news concerning especially Iran and Israel issue now, right? Okay, normally from my humble knowledge, this sort of news, they normally come on, websites that are not well known, okay? You don't know the website, this mushroom website, and also sometimes YouTubers, they just want to make followers, okay? So what I do is that anytime I get any news like that, I'll go and check with the bigger news corporation, like CNN. I check with even Malaysian Bernama. I check with the big news company. All right. So also I can go to what they call it, this fake.com. There's a website online where you can type this information, then they will tell you it is fake or it is true news. So, like Amjad said, if you don't do this, you spread this news and you create unnecessary tension, unnecessary problem in the world. So make sure before you share any news to other people, check first, because some news are too good to be true, So the moment you yourself, hey, what is happening? So you yourself will know as a normal human being, what is this? Like I give example just now, UFO coming to arrest to what do you call it? To take somebody, So all this news, first of all, double check and cross check. That's important. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Amjad. Okay, Prof. Ali, from the questions being asked, you may now choose one best questions for this session. And don't worry, because the goodie bag will be sent to you wherever you are. So we have that Randy from Indonesia, Ms. Kafal from Malaysia, and Amjad in Surabaya. We will be sending the goodie bag. So please choose one, Professor Ali.
you cannot choose
Actually, all of them are good. I don't know how to choose. They're all good.
You need to choose.
Must choose one, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, because of the issue of the misinformation, which can lead to war and misunderstanding if you don't check. So I'll go for Amjad. Because Amjad is very serious. But like I said, Randy and Miss Cabal has also wonderful question, difficult for me. So all of you are winners, but Amjad is just slightly because now it's a very current issue, and any small misinformation can lead to war. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Ali.
It's my pleasure.
For your time and your splendid explanation regarding the global communications
Thank
and
you very
social
much.
media power to persuade us. So we need to be aware of misinformations and hoax. Okay, thank you, Professor
Okay,
Ali.
thank you very
Have a
much.
good day.
Okay,
And,
same to you.
Just still on the. Still in the meeting.
Yeah, I'll be
because
there. I'll stay. Okay, don't
and
worry.
proceeding
Okay.
for the second speaker. Our second speaker is Dr. Sri Wijayanti from Universitas Pembangunan Jaya. This is actually a joint session with Ms. Naurisa Biasini from Universitas Pembangunan Jaya. Ms. Biasini will deliver the presentations. They